how are you doing? My name is Esther Njau. Welcome back again to my channel. I'm super delighted to have you, and I am just overwhelmed by your love. Thank you for your continued support. Thank you for believing in me kama kawaida. And like I shared on my Facebook yesterday, it's just a continuation of where I left last week, and I'm talking about three generations: generation 35 to 40, which I covered last week; generation 30 to 35, which I'm covering this week and today; and generation 25 to 30, which I'm going to cover next week, God willing. So stick around, and I can tell you I know quite a lot about this specific generation. This is my generation. These are my people. These are the people we did what? Let me not go ahead of myself. So karibu sana, enjoy this video. Hit that notification bell so you'll be notified every time I upload new videos. And I make videos every Tuesday, and they are based on how to overcome everyday challenges based on the word of God. Karibu sana, enjoy this video. Tag along a friend who is between this age, and God is going to bless you. So karibu sana, enjoy this video. I'm super excited. I'm all over it. I feel like my mind is all over. So karibu, enjoy this video, and God bless you. Now, unlike my fellow sisters and brothers who are between 35 to 40, now someone told me in the course of the week, ati you don't say 30 to 35, ati ni 30 to 35. So if you're between 30 to 35, here is the place to be. Actually, today leo ndachanganya Kizungu, Kiswahili, Kikuyu hapana. I cannot speak in Kikuyu, and maybe someone is watching who is not a Kyuk. So leo ni leo. So first of all, I want to start by saying our generation, this is the generation where our parents, literally our mothers, were working, like they were never home. Most of the people in this age, our parents were not home. You know, I feel let me just not get ahead of myself. Let me take a deep breath. So now let us continue. Now, this is a generation where most of the times our parents were not home. So this generation, si tulijifunza vitu sisi wenyewe, like we used to talk to each other. Tulikuwa tunachochana yani. If you know something, if you have a question, you know, if your parent is not home. And then we never had house girls. Most of us never had house girls, by the way, when we were that age. Ile ya kutoka high school. Now the whole of high school, that particular that particular time, most of us never had house helps because we were mature, we were big, we could do things on our own. So now ilikuwa you learn from each other, and you think you know everything, because in anything you ask, there's an answer to everything that you ask. So one thing you need to understand is that most of our parents were not home, so we were left to ourselves, make our own decisions, learn from each other. Now, this is a generation where sisi tuliklabu. If there are people who had who used their time well in those days, as we did that. And I can tell you for sure, every time I meet a person, even if we've never talked, and maybe they were raised different places or whatever they used to do, we used to do. Kama ni shule mkienda funky, like for instance when you're in high school, the same dancing styles, the same everything. We used to mnagongana, mnaelewana kabisa. So these are the times when we used to club, like dunda ilikuwa dunda. Actually ilikuwa inaitwa dunda, I think, yeah. Dunda ilikuwa inaitwaje? Okay, mimi sikumbuki, lakini I know we used to go to clubs, like kwanza funky, and ingine ilikuwa inaitwaje ya saa 8. I can't remember all those things, but we used to go to clubs at on Sundays at 2 p.m. to 7 p.m. From 2 p.m. to 7 a.m. p.m. Now, our parents thought that we don't know things. Actually, they thought we are naive. But simply because, let me tell you why they thought we are naive. Because we used to go to clubs. Most of my friends, and now I cannot mention them by names, we used to cook chapos on Sunday. So that when we go to clubs, hakuna ati mnakam kupika sapa. Nobody is going to be like, ati hakuna sapa. So nobody will know where you are. So you had cooked supper, so you made sure you made chapos. You know chapos, nobody cares when you make chapos. You can have them for lunch and dinner and blah 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 blah, all those things. So we used to make chapos on Sunday, and we would go to clubs, meet with other people from different places, we would dance, and our parents, like I've said, thought people never knew about alcohol and other drugs. And actually most of those people, even when you're mnasikianga ati alcohol, it's not sold for people under the age of 18. No, people used to drink. But then people used to drink. It doesn't matter the age, what they would buy drinks. I don't know from where, but people used to drink even when we were in high school. So this our generation was the first, like, ilikuwa ile ya kwanza kukunywa pombe hivyo, like openly, like they did all those manner of things. Now the other thing I need you to understand, and I know most of people be like, yeah, I'm going to say it. People were having sex when we were in high school. And let me tell you something. I was telling a friend of mine a story about how I got to know about sex in high school, and I didn't want to act like I don't know, because I didn't miss kwa nataka kuitwa fala. First of all, hata kama sijui kitu nilikuwa nasikiza kwanza kidogo, and then nitaingilia tu ka topic huko katikati, and you think I know everything. So this particular time was in Form 3, and then this lady comes and start talking about how they were having sex during the holidays, nini, and I'm like, just take kukaa kama fala, let me outshine all these people. And let me tell you something, I didn't know ati venye watu nasemanga ati sijui nilienda shot moja. I had that when I was in Form 3 the first time. So this chick was like ati sijui what, and then me na kujichocha yangu, mi niko zile za wewe ulienda sijui ngapi, mi nilienda 7. Everybody was like, who does that? So why I said that is because I don't even know hizo shots ni nini. So mimi nilikuwa tu zile za hii moja mbili, nani kama mimi ndaenda 7, wajui. So people were having sex in that in our age at that particular time, and I believe most of our parents never knew that people were sexually active at that particular moment, because they thought that we are in boarding school, maybe you're in high school, and when you go, your life is about home and school, maybe. But this is something that was happening even when people were in high school. So, and like I had said in the previous video, people from the age of 35 to 40 were not that exposed like we were exposed. Like them, I said their parents were always around, if not both, mostly the mother. But for us, there were not parents at home, most of our age mates. That's when our mothers were working. That's when our parents, like our mothers, started like working for real. Working for real. So most of the times we were idle, and like I said, we were learning from each other. So having sex, we were like, people were trying to experience that when they were still in high school. So that was not something new. So the next thing I want to share is that most of us did not lose hope in marriages. Like even after all those things, tulikuwa tu tuna believe one time si tutakuja tu kuwa tu home. And I remember there was a time we would sit around like a group of us, and we would be discussing, and there was this guy, he used to tell us, mimi najua tu watu wengine hapa tukimaliza tu hivi shule, mimi ndasikia tutashakuwa mama nani, and he used to say tuwezi kuwa, si ni wale wase nini, all those things, but it is what it is. It happened, and like most of us never lost hope. Like we knew one day we are going to settle down, and we are going to have families of our own, and that was that. But let me tell you something about now, my generation. Most of the people got married with kids already, and this is why, because most of them were sexually active when they were still in high school. Actually, most of them got pregnant when still in high school, and others immediately after high school. Now, I need you to understand this. By that time, getting pregnant when you're still in high school, Okay, it was a big deal, but not much of a big deal because things had happened and all those things. And most of now people from my generation, especially the ladies, most of them have kids when had kids when they were still in high school or immediately they completed their high school, and most of them got married later in life with a child or maybe with children. One thing about us, we started making money early. That one I can tell you for sure. Most of our age mates, we started making money early, like early. We started earning, like we were earning when we were in our early 20s. And nobody taught us about savings, investments, time value of money. We had money, yes, but we knew this money is for us to spend. We didn't know about savings, and most of when our parents what our parents taught us about savings, they didn't tell us mostly savings per se. Investment we were taught, we were taught, but investment at buy land, inunueni shamba, that was the only investment that most of us knew. Buy land, that was it. Hakukuwa kitu ingine, and land si kitu ya kubai, si kama switi, si kama simu ama all those things. Land is a bit of money. You need to have your savings and all those things. There were no many circles like there are today, and we were not so much exposed. All we knew is to make money and use it. Do you understand? Use it and use it well. So nobody taught us about all those things, and the only investment maybe we knew is taking after our bosses, as in doing what our bosses were doing. Let me tell you something, and this is where most of us failed. Like if you were in employment, like I started working when I was 20, I was 20, 20, 23, yeah, 20, 22 actually. That's when I started working. Now what you do, there was another guy who told me what you do in your 20s might be what you end up doing in life, for life. Like is in what you start doing when you're in your 20s might be what you pick up and decide to do as a career or maybe as a business or all those things. And most of it, somehow it's kind of true, because you can see most of people what they do in their 20s, they end up doing it much even later in life, and maybe they stick to that particular thing. So what we thought is that if I'm employed to a salon, I want to put up my own salon. If I'm employed at a barber shop, I want to maybe come up with my own barber shop. The same applies if I'm employed at a boutique. I want to open up my boutique. What we didn't know is that what you sell or maybe what you do in that particular place, all that money is not profit. Remember I said we were not taught about savings, investments, all those. We never knew all about. We knew we make money and we spend. Excuse me. We make money and we spend. So all these things that there's this business money, there's my money, there's what, we never knew that. What we knew is that we are going to start a business just like my boss, and we are going to make as much money as we make here, and we would spend all of that money. And let me tell you something, we failed. Most of my friends, actually most of them, started businesses, failed. Failed. Why? Because we didn't have someone to tell us how to go about it. We only knew we can make money and spend it, and we can start businesses like our bosses, and we are going to make money like them. Or what we didn't know is how to run a business. Basically, we didn't know about how to run a business. We wanted to do exactly what our bosses did and make money and not even know what to do with that money. Like if you make sales of let's say to maybe 50,000, all of that is not profit. That is what we didn't know. Like all of that is not profit. Maybe your profit margin is like around 10 maybe, but we ended up using most of that money for getting that how to run that particular business. So one thing I know is that most of my people from that age, 30 to 35, that is where we went wrong. But one thing I love about this specific generation, when we learned, we are good, as in most of us are good listeners. We listen, we learn, and we start practicing what we have learned. Because I'll tell you something. Right now, most of my friends I said are in that age group, and I can tell you for sure, we are moving at the speed of light. The ones that I've talked to are moving at the speed of light. They're trying to cover what they wasted. They're trying to unlearn what they thought they knew, and now they're learning what is right. Now if you find a 30 to 35 person hapa yuko and still doing all those funny things of wasting money and doing all those things, sijui akili yake inafikiriaje, because we have been taught now there are so many platforms where you learn about business. You can take classes, you can do all those things, and that is the space we are right now. Most of the people I know have taken classes to learn something about business, just learn something new, something that you didn't know. And now we realize that your passion can pay. Do you understand? It's not like now the next generation, which I'll be talking about next week. Now my generation, they know what you're doing, your passion and your purpose can somehow come along and pay what you can actually come and pay you when you do it right. Do you understand? We are in that space where, how do I put it, we have realized our mistakes, and like I said, we are trying to catch up. Try to run. Time is not on our side, because this is the time where we have families. Most of the people in that age have started families. Kids are there, they're young, maybe, you never know. So you're trying to look at these kids, you're trying to look at your life, you're trying to look at your career, maybe you're trying to look at your business, and there is no time to waste. If you see a 30 to 35 wasting time, like I said, uyo hayuko sawa, because I know. We were talking last week, I was talking to a friend of mine, and there's this particular person in our company. She's in her early 20s, yeah, and all they think about is fun, like fun. And we were like, how can you tell this person that this thing is not gonna last? Like, he should wake up and smell the coffee and just start doing what we never knew. My people are this generation, the generation that keeps saying, if I knew then what I know now, oh my God, what could I have done? I'm sure we could have been places, but we cannot regret what happened. It happened. We don't dwell on the past. We are looking at the future. And one thing I can tell you for sure, like I said, we are moving. Oh, this thing is trying to misbehave. We are moving at the speed of light, and we are moving at the speed of light, and there is no time to waste for this particular generation. We are not wasting time. And I know if you're in that particular age, between 30 to 35, you understand what I'm saying. I've talked to so many people in that age group, and I can tell you for sure, people are rushing to cover up for the time they wasted for what they didn't know, and learning what they thought they knew, learning new things, doing savings, and watch this space. But then the 30 to 35 people, just watch this space. These guys we are going to do great things. Just stick around and watch. So that is basically all about it, about the 30 to 35. That is where I am right now, although I'm 16 like usual. Anyway, that is basically all I can say about this generation, and I'll be covering the 25 to 30, this coming week. So I hope you've enjoyed this video. If you have a question, you can comment down below. If you have a question, you can comment, and you can even DM me. Follow me on Instagram at Esther Njau Official. You can follow me on Facebook, Esther Njau. I'm not on Twitter. So you can subscribe to my channel, Esther Njau, and keep me updated, or keep commenting, keep DMing. And most of the people email me. Actually, I'm going to share my email, so you just continue. You can email me. I reply to emails fast, because I keep checking my emails. So thank you so much for watching my channel, watching this video. I hope you've learned something or two, and kama kawaida, may God